Hello everybody, it's me, Marina Martinez-Bateman. I am the CEO of New Coyote Consulting. We are an equity and communications consulting firm here in the Pacific Northwest. And I am coming to you from my kitchen. I'm still in my pajamas. I just had a meeting with my my business coach, and I feel like I got so much out of it that I want to do my Tuesday update video right now while it's still in my head. I have been working really hard to reconnect with people this year. Well, over the last since June-ish. I had some pretty gnarly health stuff go on earlier this year that I had to get over, and then just other things happening as well. And now I'm really feeling like, for me, with regard to COVID safety, with regard to getting the new update on the vaccine and all of those other things, I've really been trying this summer to get back into the world, and obviously still masking indoors, still not trying to go to too many events that are very crowded. I did go to Comic-Con this year, but other than that, I've been sort of avoiding festivals and stuff like that. I, first of all, have really found that the events that I am drawn to, that I feel the most comfortable at, where I make the most connections, where I just have the best time and get the most inspiration and everything, are accessible. They're also they're either mask mandatory or they're masks encouraged. There aren't that many mask mandatory events anymore, unfortunately, but it's really nice when they happen. They're also diverse, in every way, racially, by body type, by age, by experience level. Those are the events that I really love. Comic-Con did a really great job of that. Not only were the attendees incredibly diverse in every way, I saw so many other people there that were using mobility devices. I saw all different ages. I saw all different races. I saw people who were local. People said that they were from out of town. The panelists were super diverse as well. Also, the vendors were super diverse, people who were hobbyists, people who were professionals, people who were casual fans, people who were just really, really, really into it. And it seemed like Comic-Con did a really good job of making everyone, whatever their entry point into comics, feel super seen and heard. It was really cool. Sorry, my voice is going in and out lately. I don't know what's up with it. But that's a big part of it. And then also, I need to go places and events where there are stated values. For example, at Comic-Con, there were signs everywhere that had rainbow and trans flag colors that said everyone is welcome at Comic-Con. That was really cool. I just went to Portland Scene Symposium, and they had this, which you might see backwards, but it says, wearing masks protects everybody. It doesn't have to be a big, lofty value, but it has to be relevant to what's going on, right? Comic-Con obviously put out that statement around a lot of anti-trans and anti-gay rhetoric that's going on in the media. Portland Scene Symposium had this masks are for everybody thing because they care a lot about being a masked event, being accessible to people with compromised immune systems or people who just are more comfortable wearing masks. And that was really very nice. I loved it. And I think when an event or when a networking organization has a stated something they care about that they're standing on. Also, it has a creative element, not necessarily Comic-Con or Portland Scene Symposium, although those are sort of my two. Comic-Con was was way too crowded for me in terms of feeling comfortable there. But it really showed me a lot about what an event could do. Which actually is one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to NTC 2025, the Nonprofit Technology Center, their 2025 convention. I'm really excited about it because I know that last year, NTC 2024 was amazing. So, that being said, has to have values, has to have some kind of awareness of masking and like why it's important, has to have a creative element, not necessarily like art, but also like we are doing something, we are making something, we are building something. And then also like a visionary aspect with like, obviously with Comic-Con, the visionary aspect is through comics we can access other worlds and we can access fantasy that then could theoretically become reality, right? We can explore the possibilities through these fictional narratives. But then stuff like business conferences, we're visioning still. We're talking about the future, what work could be, what business could be. Like, that's what I want. I want a visionary element. I want values. I want a creative element. I want accessibility and diversity. And I want to go places where there is a stated principle, value, something that we stand on here. We're not just taking all comers. Like, I think that the era of anything goes in terms of gathering for me is over. I have certain things that I care a lot about, namely workers' rights and accessibility and equity. And if I'm going to spend my time somewhere and bring my energy to something, I want to know that that's being reflected in where I'm going, right? And then I also was thinking about growth. And for me, being able to grow salaries at New Coyote is really important. I care a lot about living wage. I care a lot about economic freedom. I care a lot about financial stability. And that has been our primary goal basically since the organization was founded, is doing good work in the world and being compensated and being able to compensate others fairly. And I think for me, I have been thinking too narrowly. I've only been thinking about the people that work at New Coyote. And I think that's not true. I've been thinking about how the people that work at New Coyote can increase our salaries. And I've been thinking about how to teach other people to increase our salaries. But I've been thinking about it in sort of this vector way, right? And I haven't been thinking about it in this like holistic way where it's like we're sort of going around and around and around and like picking up more people in our orbit and picking up more places where we can plug people in to be valued properly. And we're taking advantage of the opportunities that are for us, right? Like, I have been thinking that increasing income for staff at New Coyote is one of my goals, and it is. But I've been thinking about it too much, like that's my goal. Like, I've been focusing on it exclusively and not understanding that we continue to grow and learn and apply our learning to the company. We continue to create value in the community and to do good work. Like, because of that, barring something that we couldn't control in the first place, making more money is inevitable for us. There will always be clients. There will always be projects. There will always be need for our labor in the world. Like, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. So when I'm visioning, thinking about getting to that goal income, to me, shouldn't be a straight line. The goal income should be a milestone that I accept and understand will be a part of our history. And then all the rest of it is, how do we get there? Who do we take with us? How do we, instead of having that, Jay, I don't want that. Because I don't want our incomes to skyrocket while other things stay the same, right? Like, if that J includes a long base, I want that. But I don't want the topography of our income to be a couple little spikes and an otherwise flat ground. I want a plateau. I want a large cone. I want this thing that has a lot of people in it, that is very stable and well connected and accounts for our community. So that's what I've been thinking about today. Have a walk, have a lunch, have a weekend. Don't work for free. I'll see you next week.